Already did it? Okay. No, that's fine. Well, thank you all for coming tonight. Such a miserable day and very, very cold and lots of snow this morning. And I was going to call Bill. I said, "Do you think I should come? Or should I stay home?" Because I was driving going to work in the morning and I missed my exit and I came to Wisconsin. And I said, "Oh, if I miss my exit, this means it's really snowing hard, you know." So anyway, the lecture today is about fatigue and how that fatigue relates to supplements, nutrition. The main thing I noticed made me do this lecture was the Shaklee coming out with this new product. You know about it, right? It's called Vitalizer. Anybody here doesn't know what a Vitalizer is? You can raise your hand if you don't know. You don't know? Okay. Somebody doesn't know what Vitalizer is. Anyway, it's a product that's developed by the Shaklee company, which one of a kind, and it has almost 90% of the food supplements your body needs, but also it delivers the supplement in the places it's supposed to deliver. And I have given 2 lectures about it already. One last lecture was about inflammation, and some of you were here. I don't know if everybody was here or not, but it's called itis, when we talked about the inflammation and how the omega-3 of the Vitalizer works against inflammation. And the second one was before that. But today's lecture is going to be a lot different. I looked at the ingredients that they have in that product, and I noticed that there is lots of vitamins that most of the people don't know anything about it. One of the vitamins that I found that lots of people don't know about is the family of vitamin B complex. So what I decided to do, I decided when I was sitting in a hotel, Courtyard Marriott, to sit down in my little vacation and write down what are those individual B vitamins do inside the body. I was testing my own knowledge to see how many pages I can write, how many things I can do. So I wrote down a lot. So I decided to have it typed so you can read it, because if I show you my handwriting itself, you probably leave the room and you won't understand anything. So the writing itself, which all right here, I converted it to a typed form so it becomes on the DVD and you can see it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to cover every one of them that I had written about or not tonight. But lots of you know me already. I will not rush through anything when it comes to nutrition. Are you following me or no? We have a specific time, which is 1 hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, and I will go through things that you like to hear, but I will go through it thoroughly, and then if we don't finish, then we just have to finish in another lecture. Is everybody here understand or no? It is not one of those things that I came in with those things, and I have to finish and I have to leave after I'm done. It's not going to work that way. If you put yourself in my position, you come here and give the lecture, and you see what I'm going to put on, it's going to be impossible to speed the lecture. Because everything I put in is important. So we're going to start with the first one is the, I hope, let's see if you can read that. Can you read that or not? Yes. You can read that. Okay, because I have it written in front of me here so I can see forward. I don't have to turn back and sprain my neck. The first one you see in front of you is vitamin B1. And I'm just giving you a taste to it, to the B vitamins. Then we're gonna take this off and I'm gonna explain a little bit more about the human body. And I wrote down here that you can see that mild deficiency of B1 can cause depression, and you think you can have a lecture on depression because it's a big business, depression. So here I write down that we can treat depression using vitamin B complex, B1, which is in the Vitalizer. Irritability. If you see somebody irritable, one of the causes is vitamin B1 deficiency. So before you rush to a doctor, and before you rush and start taking drugs, when you have depression and irritability and these other things, try to find out if your body is deficient of that or not. First, take it. Take the vitamins, take the Vitalizer, like we'll talk about it. Then see how well you respond. If you don't respond well, maybe you're not absorbing that specific vitamin very well. This is why I pass a piece of paper to all of you to write your name and phone number and all of that, so when you call me with a question after the lecture, I will look and then I see who you are, and then if I can't, I call you back, and then if I'm gonna publish something, I'll probably call you and send it to you or something like that. Are you following me or no? We're gonna have better communication with nutrition because I want you to become like teachers to others. So I will supply you with free material. It's not going to be charged. It's not like when you get it in the mail, it's not going to be like $5 or $2. No, you're not going to be charged. You're going to get it in the mail. And I said a mail or fax because I don't email anybody. So you're never going to have anything by email. Either you're going to get phone call or you're going to get a letter from me with the thing on it, because I don't believe in email. Anyway, vitamin B1, we're still in B1 right now, okay, can help depression, can help irritability. How many people you know are depressed and irritable? Can help difficulty concentration, can help muscle weakness, can help numbness and tingling sensation, especially in the lower legs. That's a mild deficiency. More deficiency severe can lead to nerve problems, twitching, tingling, include pain in the nerves, paralysis, swelling in the legs and the hands, and difficulty breathing due to heart failure. That is the first vitamin B1. And I wrote that stuff down, and then there are 4 more pages about that in front of me that I have to decide, should I put it on the screen or not? You follow me? Because what I have, sometimes when I explain things in person, it's much better than putting something on the screen and let you read it because you will not be able to follow. Let us look at the human body and find out why did I select the vitamins B1 and B2 and B3 and B4, B5, B6, and B12 and biotin and folic acid. Why did I select it tonight? Because 70 or 60% of the value you get in the vitalizers comes from the B complex. And then if we look at the human body, we see that the food will come through the stomach. The title of the lecture, which I don't have it with me, I forgot to bring one, I believe was Fatigue, Vitalizer for Fatigue. I believe something like that, right? So that's what you came here thinking I'm going to be talking about. Okay, it is true. The food that give you energy, number one is carbohydrate, number two is fat, number three is protein. Some of you eat a piece of bread or potatoes. Some of you might eat a piece of fat or olive oil. Some of you might have some protein and you expect energy out of it. The process to have this go to energy require many steps. Go with me. First of all, require good mouth, saliva. Right or wrong? Because you got to digest some of the food in the mouth. Require good stomach, right or wrong? With the enzyme, hydrochloric acid, and all this stuff. Require good pancreas to secrete enzymes, right or wrong? Follow me? Then after all of that, it gets absorbed. Gets absorbed where? In the small intestine or the large intestine? Small intestine. Large intestine does not absorb anything except water. So every segment of the intestine absorbs something. B1, B2, B3, B4, B5, and so on and so on, and vitamin C and vitamin E and vitamin D and so on, so they all get absorbed. So people who have irritable bowel disease and have a sluggish digestion might not have good what? Absorption. Because absorption is a complicated process. The absorption requires that this intestine have hands like this inside, and they get the food that you just ate trapped inside a hole right here. Then after that they close the door and they absorb it. If there is a problem with absorption, then there will be deficiency of one of those vitamins. Then there will be symptoms we mentioned like before. You follow me so far or no? Okay, now, to absorb, it requires time. It requires approximately 15 seconds that the food has to sit in front of the cell 15 seconds for it to be absorbed. You understand? So if it goes too fast, it's not going to be absorbed. And that's what happened in irritable bowel disease, celiac syndrome, gluten sensitivity, all that. they have fast bowels, and we can slow it down. Once we slow it down, we succeeded, because the food will be absorbed. When the food enters right here, the carbohydrate converted to sugar, and the fat converted to fatty acid, and the protein converted to what? To amino acid. They all travel and go where? They go to inside the body to the cells. The cell looks like that. And the cell will receive the sugar, the fatty acid, and the amino acid. Can the sugar and the fatty acid and the amino acid, which is the only thing produces energy to prevent fatigue, can it go inside the cell by itself? It needs help. What does help it? Hormones. You understand? Hormones are the one who take the food inside the cell, not enzymes. Hormones do that. So if there is imbalance in the hormones, then the food will not enter. Then the food will enter eventually, if there's enough, and there is a laboratory inside the cell right here. If you study chemistry in high school, if you went to high school and you were paying attention to the teacher, not playing with your video game, you will realize there is something there called what? Chondria. Oh, you were paying attention. Mitochondria. And the mitochondria is a lab. It produces energy, prevents fatigue. Is that good feeling or not? Is that good feeling if we have lots of energy and no fatigue or not? Right? What time of the day you want the most energy? The most energy you want is in the morning. This laboratory here has a guy sitting in a chair like this, and his name is ATP. He's a chemist. And he has a little telephone next to him. And when 4 o'clock in the morning comes, he gets a phone call from the brain. Tell him, wake up, 4 o'clock in the morning, and make energy. To do that, he sent a guy here, messenger, to abdomen here, sitting, the hormone right here, give him the message. He tell him, we need energy, so we need what? Sugar, fatty acids, and amino acids to enter. So when you sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning, you don't have energy. You have enough energy to breathe and live. That's it. And if somebody just opened the window, you'll be chilled at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. You're not making enough energy. Are you following me or no? By 4 o'clock in the morning, you really get very chilled and you want more energy. So this guy here gets the message and he start making energy. How does he do that? He makes something inside called enzymes. You heard about enzymes? An enzyme is a protein. It looks like this, And the sugar, piece of sugar looks like this. The function of the enzyme is to eat the sugar or the fat or what? The amino acid, and produce what out of it? Energy. You see? You see, when this baby cry right here, he have a low blood sugar. He have low energy. So he expresses himself by crying for food. We get fatigued, but we don't talk about it. Or we get depressed, we get tired, we get hypoglycemic, but we don't have a mother to feed us from her breast. So what we do, we run to the chocolate bar and then get the chocolate and sugar and start eating the stuff that produces energy. And last year we talked about Syndrome X and how dangerous sugar and white bread is. You know, if you remember that, if you're taking DTX, Acuity, you probably remember. So to break down the sugar, we need what? What's this? Enzymes. The enzyme made of what? If you remember a little bit of chemistry, made from 3 parts. I'm going to help you. One of them is protein. The other one is mineral. And the third one is, what's the only one left is what? Vitamin. That's why I'm bringing B complex here. Some B complex we're going to talk about today gets involved in making 100 different types of enzymes every second. The same vitamin. Did you get that point? One vitamin, B vitamin, can make 100 different enzymes at 1 second at the same time. You follow me how important they are? We call them in chemistry what? Enzymes. You heard about CoQ10? It's just nothing but another coenzyme. But coenzyme is the substance that helps the enzyme. We don't call it vitamin, we call it coenzyme. Without the coenzyme, without the vitamin, can the enzyme work? No. So can we have digestion? No. Can we have absorption? No. Can the mitochondria, the ATP, produce energy without vitamins? Are you following me or no? No. So this is the energy we call that causes, the lack of it causes fatigue. Have you ever had fatigue? I like to see one person here said, no, I never had fatigue. We're going to draw a picture of a human being, and that's you. You made of bones. The bones made of cells. The cells need energy. The bone needs energy. Without enough energy in the bone, there's aches and pains in the bone, and the bone itself is not making enough red blood cells and white blood cells. So the B complex, the B1 I just mentioned, have a role to do with the bone formation, bone energy. Inside the body right here, there is an organ here called the brain, made also from cells. If you don't have enough energy, you have brain fatigue. Did we mention brain fatigue a few minutes ago when we put the thing on the screen? I think I did. But I don't know what I did with it. So you just have to remember it then. Oh, I found it right here. We put that here. We said that deficiency causes depression, irritability, difficulty concentration, muscle weakness. And irritability and depression is brain fatigue. You follow me or no? So that's fatigue of the brain. It's called depression. Fatigue of the muscles, called weakness. Fatigue of the nerves, called numbness. Fatigue of the eye, called blurred vision. Fatigue of the heart, called short of breath. Fatigue of the hormones, causes misery, PMS, and all kinds of problems. So you understand? So the word fatigue, it means that your body is not producing energy for that organ. We're not going to go through that body, the whole body. We don't have time for all of that. Because you can take that cell I just mentioned a few minutes ago and apply it to any cell in the body. The main idea today is not to talk about disease, is only to talk about how B complex works inside the body. So we're going to, I said each one of them, each one of those pages I have and pages, I have lots of information about every B vitamin that's in the Vitalizer. That's why I said 60% of the benefit of Vitalizer comes from the B. And here, I don't know if you can read that or not, information about vitamin B1, but let's go down here. Why do we need vitamin B1? Because it has energy metabolism. Without it, the body cannot produce energy. We just explained that. You follow me or no? So I'm just giving you what's just been explained. Nerve function. Thiamine is important for nerve functions, and without it, you will have problem. The myelin sheath, it has B1 vitamin. We know for years we thought about the myelin sheath needs mostly what? Lecithin. But now we realize the myelin sheath also needs thiamine, vitamin B1. And that's a protective tissue surrounding the nerve. If you don't have enough myelin, you have more numbness, tingling, and pins like needle sensation and pain. And you will have nerve dysfunction and loss of muscle tone and weakness and poor circulation. And then another thing the B does, we already explained that, mood and mental attitude. Even mild thiamine deficiency can cause depression, apathy, and mental sluggishness, and so on and on. We haven't finished yet. A doctor, whenever you see the word therapeutic, means as a doctor, I'm telling your doctors that you can use it to treat all these diseases. And that's approved by the FDA. That B1 vitamin can be used to treat alcoholism, can be used to treat stress. Any stress, both physical and emotional, quickly depletes the body from thiamine. Fever and other manifestation of illness increases the body need of thiamine when you're sick. Mood disorder, also. How many of us have mood disorder? Every one of us get moody. So studies have found that many persons suffering from mild depression, apathy, and anxiety, and all of this stuff require vitamin B1, and so on, so on, so. So I'm not here to show you every single function of the vitamin B1, but to show you that we have enough scientific proof that vitamin B1 can be used therapeutically by FDA approval for the three things I just mentioned, which we forgot already. Okay, stress. What else? Depression, irritability. All these things we talked about it for the last. When I say it can be used therapeutically for alcoholism, stress, and mood disorder. I'm talking about the things that you can tell the doctor to use. And if the doctor has any doubts, I tell you what, if you have any doubt, you tell him, why don't you do a blood level? Why don't you do a blood level of thiamine for me? What's wrong with that? We do it at my office all the time. Starting next week, we had gotten approval to check on all Medicare patients at no charge, all the nutrient supplements at no charge. Vitamin B1 and 2, 3, all of them. We can check it. So we don't have to be called quacks anymore. You follow me or no? Because I am showing you here, I said, there is therapeutic. I want you to understand the word therapeutic. Don't go to sleep on me now. Therapeutic means medical use by prescription. Therapy. You follow me? Since when you ever heard B1 can be used as a therapy for disease? Have you ever heard that before? That's why we had the lecture tonight for. To show you what you've been doing in society, helping all these people with vitamins and minerals and alfalfa, and they feel good and they say, oh, it's all in your head and all of that. No, you are their doctor. You are helping them but you don't know why. So I'm showing you why. But you don't need a license for that, by the way. But if you want to know how much exactly I should take, then you can call my office, come over. You don't even have to see me. Said, I want to have this blood test drawn. And then we send it to the lab. When we get the results, call you with the report. This is your report. That's how much you should take. You follow me or not? Two more diseases, therapeutically. Now you know what the therapeutically mean? Means what? Means you can use it in a hospital. You can use it for a sick patient. You follow me? Nutrition. We can use it for congestive heart failure. Thiamine has been shown to improve the pumping of the heart failure. So isn't it nicer or to give drugs? Start with that. How about people who eat high carbohydrate diet? Eat lots of carbohydrate, high carbohydrate diet, because the thiamine is the one metabolizes carbohydrate to energy. You need, if you eat lots of starches, you need more vitamin B complex. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. We're going to put another vitamin on the screen to give you more knowledge. This is vitamin B2. Sign of deficiency of B2 is what? Fatigue, anemia, cracks and sores around the mouth and the nose, chipped and painful lips, slow healing of wounds, swollen tongue, painful cracks, fissures around the mouth, red bloodshot eyes, sensitivity to light, oily, crusty skin. Is that enough from just one single vitamin, which is part of the B vitamins? We can do help all of that. So, can we prove that to the doctors? This is why we're doing here tonight. Okay, vitamin B2, it has lots of benefits. Let's forget about this page. Bring the next page. We like the next page. What does it do? Oh, it does so many things. Metabolism and releases energy. B2 plays a big role in making energy. It's an antioxidant. It helps vitamin E. It helps in hormone production. It helps in vision. It helps the immune system. It helps making blood. Okay, let us see if we can find something that the doctor can use. Oh, we find something. We called it therapeutic. Therapeutic uses of vitamin B2 riboflavin means as a doctor you can use it rather than drugs. Carpal tunnel, cataract prevention, cataract. Animal studies have found that B2 deficiency promotes cataract. And if you have cataract to take B2, it goes away. Migraine. European researchers have found that B2 used frequently against migraine attacks. Carpal tunnel. Several studies have found that B2 also help against carpal tunnel. Skin problem. Studies have shown that relative low dosage of 50 milligram of B2 improve rosacea, skin disorder. So this is what the FDA approved for these diseases. But do we use them in medicine? Are you following me or no? Or not? Why not? Why not we using this thing in medicine for these diseases? There is no money in it. Because drugs is a big business. And if you have one doctor refer to another, to refer to another, to refer to another, you know, I got a call for a patient today. It was so funny. The patient had tremor like this. And I told him, you have a problem in your brain. See how smart I am? You have a tremor, you said, you have a problem in your brain. He said, okay. I said, we check your vitamin level. We find out the red blood cell is swollen. It's like pregnant. Big red blood cell, like about to blow up. And the big red blood cell cannot go through the body, cannot travel. Cannot go to the brain, cannot go to the eye, because the distance between two cells is only 90 millimicron. His reading was 103. So 103 cannot go through 90. Are you following me or no? So I said, maybe that deficiency, you don't have energy in the brain, maybe take some vitamins. So he goes to the neurologist, and neurologist did a blood test on B12. And he told him, no, you're taking too much vitamins. You taking too much vitamin B12. So the man got scared. Did the B12, taking too much B12, caused his this? No, he didn't tell him that. He scared him from all the vitamins. I asked, go back to the doctor. Tell him, why are my cells, red blood cells, are pregnant? They blew up. They're huge. Ask him that question, see what he's going to say. If he went to medical school, he have to answer to tell you is deficiency of vitamin B. But probably the doctor didn't know. So we have a therapeutic, he is a neurological thing. He gave him drug and go home, and I told him the drug is all gonna do, it just buy you a little bit of time. You're still gonna develop dementia, you're still gonna develop strokes, you're still gonna develop Alzheimer. You're just not gonna shake when you develop an Alzheimer. You're gonna be a cool guy that's sitting still, without brain, without shaking. Not alive, not dead. In between. So here is the vitamin from the Vitalizer that therapeutically can be used. So you know what the word therapeutic means now. It means the doctor can use. The last thing is, it's about the vitamin B2 again, physical and emotional stress. As with other members of the B complex family, any physical or emotional stress require extra amount of B2 to speed up the healing, especially emotional stress. You require an emotional stress, it drains you. You know, when somebody drain you emotionally, what I would do, I drain him emotionally too. Because there is nothing worse than somebody try to drain you out. How does this happen? You get a phone call. Your best friend is giving you some kind of news on the phone. And you listening, and after half an hour you're tired. Right? You're drained out. Because she's giving you her problem, and you're not God. You cannot solve it. But it's nice to give your problems, share it with somebody else. You know, when somebody call me, of my brothers or nephews or nieces or kids or daughters, and give me bad news, I said, does God give us anything good today? Anything good? Do you have anything good today to talk about? Then they get depressed. I said, here you go again. You know, but you got to remind the person, gosh, you got a pair of eyes, you can see me. Aren't you happy? You could lose that. You follow me or no? We tend to be depressed about very little things. You know, you walked in the street, you didn't hold my hands. You went to the store, you didn't buy me a flower. A Valentine came in, you didn't bring me the poison called sugar, so you can kill me fast. You know, and so on, so on. We are so empty that we don't appreciate the value that we got. We have so much to be thankful about, the guys. We have so much. The fact that I'm sitting here, I have 2 knee surgeries, and I can walk 3 months or 4 months later with you, it's good. The guy could have made a mistake and put the wrong knee in me, and I'd be in a nursing home someplace. There's a lot to be thankful about. This is why I am saying B complex and stress are very important. We're going to put another vitamin here from the Vitalizer, vitamin B3. Vitamin B3, signs of deficiency: dark, itchy skin with excessive flaky. It flakes easy. Deficiency of B3 can cause diarrhea and other digestive disorder. How many times you have upset stomach and they said you have gluten sensitivity, you have a celiac disease, you have this, you have this. Maybe you have none of that. Maybe you just have B3 deficiency. Are you following me or no? You follow me or no? You follow? Because easy just tell somebody, hey, don't eat this or this or this and this and this. And then you feel better, of course. Then next year, don't eat this and this and this and this. and you feel better. After 5 years, there's nothing left to eat. That's what, I tell my friend the allergist, I said, you keep telling people, don't. What left for them to do in life? Well, in my practice for 33 years now, I don't have a single patient that I tell him don't eat anything. Are you following me or not? Not a single patient that I tell him don't eat peanuts, don't drink milk, don't eat this, don't eat that. Even if I have celiac, I said, okay, let's work with it. Or I have gluten, let's work with it. Let's cure it. You follow me? Because our father Adam and Eve, they had no gluten sensitivity. So why do we have it? Because we may have a deficiency. Mouth sores and painful swollen tongue, sign of the B3 deficiency. Irritability and anxiety, depression, and other mood changes, B3 deficiency. Loss of memory, confusion, hallucination, and other symptoms of dementia, sign of B3 deficiency. So we know now vitamin B3 also is important. Well, let us prove it. First, let me find it first. Okay. Now, this is not important. This is just more good stuff about it. Let us go to this. Why do we need the B3? It's good for metabolism. Metabolism of carbohydrate, protein, and fat, just like the others. It's good for the brain. It's good for the appetite, for digestion. It's good for circulation. It's good for blood pressure. I can't keep reading all the stuff right here. We'll be taking all night. But thank God we have technology. The camera is going right there and recording all the stuff. Let us get something important called therapeutic. Means what? Means FDA approved. Means the doctor can be used it. What are we going to use it today for? To lower blood cholesterol. Isn't it good to lower cholesterol with that? Or is it good you have to take the Novostatin and all the stuff that causes liver disease? And since when a cholesterol doctor says, take some B3. Is it proven? Yes. Is it approved by FDA? Yes. Is it therapeutic? Yes. Are you quack? No, because it's therapeutic. Once it's therapeutic, means it's been approved. And then there is more stuff about it. Now we're going to go to another vitamin in Vitalizer called vitamin B5. Vitamin B5, gee, you cannot even see that stuff. No, I think I'm going to make it easy on you. We might make it even bigger. I made it bigger today, but it's not big enough. So let us see if I can make it bigger so you don't have to strain your eyes. Vitamin B5 have benefits right here. We start with the top. That is for quacks only. Then we end up by the therapeutic. That's for non-quack doctors. So the quack doctors, like us, we say it's been good for metabolism. It converts to coenzyme A, which is transform food and molecules of the body to energy, which give you lots of energy and get rid of fatigue. It also help the immune system, help the nerve function, because it does help choline to transfer to acetylcholine. You see that? You see this? You know what acetylcholine is, right? You don't. No, of course you don't know. Okay. Acetylcholine called neurotransmitter. Now I replaced a bad word with an easier one. Yeah. So acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter. Okay, let's speak English, not Arabic now. Neurotransmitter is the substance that makes the nerve work. That when you think, you act. You follow me? That's called a neurotransmitter. Is it important to have lots of it or not? It is. So the little choline can be converted. What is it? I lost it. Choline converted to acetylcholine, which is a neurotransmitter, a chemical that is important to transmit nerve impulses. Means you feel good, you think good, you clear head, your nerves are working good. So that's vitamin B3. It's important to make a red blood cell. It makes red blood cells, which is important. Well, this is the quackery indications. Now we have therapeutic uses. Means we can use it in hospitals, in doctor offices, in nursing homes, approved by the FDA. Are you getting the point or not? When I say quackery, it doesn't mean really quackery. It means when you say it and you are a lawyer, who's going to believe you? Nobody. But if you say therapeutic, I said, oh, let's get the dictionary. What's a therapeutic? Oh, therapeutic means approved by the FDA. That must be good. So therapeutic, it is approved for lowering blood cholesterol. That's a second vitamin now to lower cholesterol. Is that safer or not than the other drugs? You can read all of the stuff right here. I write all this. Even diabetes, it does help. Triglyceride helps lots of fat. It helps against arthritis also. Several studies have found that high doses of pantothenic acid may improve symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis and even lupus. Pantothenic acid can also help lupus. So we have combined vitamin B3 with vitamin B6 together. Then I'm going to bring you the vitamin B6 by itself. Vitamin B6, it does deficiency cause patchy, scaly skin, just like the other ones, itchy skin, dry skin, smooth red tongue, loss of weight, depression, and muscle weakness. That's a vitamin B6. Now, vitamin B6, we already talked about some of the therapeutic effect of it. That vitamin B6 is very important for metabolism. B6 plays a major role in 60 different protein metabolism. I mean, one B6 can do 60 different reactions at the same time, digesting protein. So imagine if you have a deficiency of that, can you digest protein? Then if you can digest it and absorb it, can you have muscles? So could it be that's a reason when we get older, we have less muscles? Maybe that is one of them, one of the causes. Let us look at a little bit more about it. Vitamin B6 also is important for immune function. B6 is needed to make antibodies for the immune system, which is against cancer and many diseases. B6 important for nerve function. It helps to make another neurotransmitter called what? Serotonin. What's a serotonin good for? Prevent depression. What is Paxil? Prozac. Zoloft, serotonin uptake inhibitor. This means it makes the serotonin stays behind, so you feel good. So actually, you don't have to go that route. You can know that B6 help to make serotonin and other neurotransmitters that may carry the message from one part of the brain to the other. It is important in make you feel better in general. It's also important make a red blood cell. It also controls homocysteine. Does anybody here does not know what's a homocysteine? Okay, raise your hand if you don't know, so I can talk about it. A homocysteine, every single patient we measure their homocysteine. Homocysteine is inherited poisonous amino acid that 10 times clogs the artery more than cholesterol. And homocysteine is associated with developing Alzheimer. So when we measure the blood level, which again, insurance company and Medicare covers it. Yeah, I had that patient who the doctor told him, don't take vitamins because you have Parkinson. That patient said, but I got too much homocysteine. The doctor said, what's that? So call the lab and ask him to do homocysteine level. They called the hospital lab. They said, we don't know what you're talking about. Homocysteine is a regular blood test that if it exceeds 5, we lower it using vitamin B6 and B3 and B12 and folic acid and other things. And homocysteine was discovered 1970, and we were not told about it until 1999 by the government. And from 70 to 99, the drug company was trying to make a drug to lower the homocysteine, and they could not. Then the patent was released, and we knew about it, and the only thing can lower it is B12 and B6 and B3 and folic acid. But because they cannot make money out of it, then they don't talk about it. And that is the part that I want you to know about nutrition, that nutrition is very, very important to know that we have enough proof that these things work. Here is the therapeutic effect of B6. Means a doctor can use it. It can be used for carpal tunnel syndrome at the dose of 200. It can be used for depression at the dose of 100 to 500. It can use for PMS at the dose of 500. It can use to prevent kidney stones at the dose of 100. It can help against diabetes. So this is all therapeutic uses. Are you following me or no? You didn't go to sleep yet? Okay. So there are diseases, lots of diseases we can prevent using the Vitalizer. There is more stuff about B6. I tell you, why not? Maybe you complain if I don't tell you about it. In the old days, they used to treat tuberculosis, TB, with a drug called isoniazid. When they do that, the people used to have lots of pain, severe pain in the legs and arms. Only B6 got rid of the pain in those days, but we don't see it these days to give it any credit. And Okay, we're going to go to another vitamin that I think everybody's deficient of, is vitamin B12. Vitamin B12, when the doctor used it in 1940, the American Medical Association got very upset. And lots of doctors lost licenses using B12. Then by 1960, they realized it's important for pernicious anemia. Then everybody used it. Nowadays, they back to square one. They said nobody need it. So let's talk about B12. B12 symptoms of deficiency include fatigue, weakness, loss of weight, sore tongue, numbness and tingling sensation, back pain, depression, and anxiety, and nerve and psychological problem. Severe deficiency have caused pernicious anemia, which causes you to be pale, short of breath, and you bruise easy, and so on and so on. So B12 is a vitamin that it has benefit. However, why do we need to take vitamin B12? Let's see if this is about B12. Yes, it is. B12 is very important for metabolism. It transforms into coenzyme that need to metabolize carbohydrate and fat. So when you are on a diet, you want to lose weight, B12 will help you to do that. But also B12 makes a DNA and RNA. It maintains nerve tissue function, so it's important for multiple sclerosis. Let us go to the therapeutic effects. That is what you can use B12 as a prescription, but unfortunately, even it is approved, it's still not covered by drug companies. It's used for pernicious anemia. It's used to help nerve and psychological disorder. B12 deficient results in memory loss, confusion, decreased reflex, difficulty walking, impaired touch, and impaired pain perception, depression, and anxiety. In one study involving elderly patients, symptoms included they had lots of problems, and they were improved after they were taken 1,000 microgram daily. Daily means when we give shots, we tell the patient, take one shot every day if they have B12 deficiency. But in the Vitalizer, there are some B12, it can be absorbed also. Another thing B12 has been used for is fatigue. Even mild B12 deficiency can cause fatigue and apathy, and many symptoms can be associated with it. And it has been known that it does help to give you energy, improve the appetite, and many doctors recommend supplement up to 1,000 micrograms per day for elderly patients, especially in nursing homes, and that is being indicated for fatigue. Allergy, also B12 being used, but this time it can be used up to 2,000 micrograms a day. Another important functions for B12, that's therapeutic, by the way, not quackery. Protect against cancer in smokers. So if you decide to become a smoker, take lots of B12. But it's better not to be a smoker. So cigarette smoke contain substance that reduce B12 and folic acid, and B12 when the smokers consume the B12 and folic acid, none develop lung cancer. I'm not saying go and smoke, but I'm saying if you live in Los Angeles or a city that's polluted, B12 may be a good thing to help the lung. Multiple sclerosis. Studies have shown 1,000 microgram per day might help to slow the progression of that disease in which a destruction of the myelin sheath occurs. Have you ever heard about that before, that B12 can be used for MS? Now we have therapeutic effect for that. Another B12, B complex in Vitalizer, that's called biotin. Have you ever heard about biotin? Okay. Biotin deficiency causes itchy skin, dry skin, and hair loss. So if you have hair loss, think about the biotin. It could be, and Vitalizer has quite a bit of biotin. Biotin, inflamed and sore tongue, loss of appetite, nausea and vomit, muscle pain, and depression is caused by deficiency of biotin. And we have to prove that it has therapeutic effect. Means what? Therapeutic effect. What's the word therapeutic effect means after we've been talking for 1 hour? Means doctors can use it on their patient, and you have the right to argue about it, because if you go to the internet, you're going to find all this information I'm talking about. This is not secret. The only secret about that, because I belong to association like American Nutraceutical Association, American Holistic Medical Association. Those association doctors, we help each other gathering information to each other. Are you following me? We don't invent that stuff, but we help each other. Not by email, by magazines, okay? And then, so we have here that, look at that, therapeutic uses of biotin. Therapeutic uses of biotin usually given along with pantothenic acid and choline and thiamine. It helps brittle nails. So if your nails breaks, that's from biotin deficiency. Swiss researcher shows that. Hair loss. Also, biotin cannot cure slow most of of hair growth. It does help to prevent the hair from being lost. Diabetes. Some studies indicate that high doses of biotin may improve blood sugar glucose control, as well help prevent diabetes nerve damage, or the neuropathy for diabetes, which you probably heard about it. So the last one, is it the last one? Yeah, it is the last one. Folic acid. Folic acid deficiency causes fatigue. Pallor means you look white. Doesn't mean when you look black you're bad. You look white. Doesn't mean white is bad. It just when you look too white, it doesn't look good. You look like you have anemia. That's what pallor means. Anemic. You don't look normal. Okay. Short of breath and irritability. That's a sign of folic acid deficiency. Folic acid deficiency we have what folic acid can be used for. Gosh, so many things. It shouldn't be quackery here, but now because they approved that one. Folic acid prevents the babies from developing spinal bifida by building the DNA, growth and help children to grow, fetal development, and making red blood cell. But let us go to the therapeutic effect. It has been used to prevent megaplastic anemia, and also it's been used to prevent other problems, especially if the woman is pregnant, she needs lots of folic acid. It is anti-cancer. When you give cancer drugs to a patient, you're depleting the folic acid 100%. So in cancer patient, once the chemotherapy is done, you got to rush and take lots of folic acid. Folic acid prevents SPRU, that's the stomach celiac syndrome. It prevents heart disease, heart problems also. This is all what we're going to be talking about today in about the B complex that you see in the Vitalizer. And the last thing is, actually, this is how I wrote it down in the hotel. So I'm done with the lecture. I don't know what time it is. Yeah, we still have 15 minutes. You know, the thing about the B complex, it is the most underutilized supplement. So when you see a B complex from Shaklee in the Vitalizer, it's designed to deliver in specific location. If you want to know how much exactly you need a blood test. You go to get a blood test, see how much you need. A B1 and B2 and B3 and B5 and B6 and B12, biotin and folic acid and all of that. And the insurance company usually cover that. If they don't cover that, then you pay for it. And in our office, I think that we asked him today how much you would charge for all the vitamin panels. They said they will charge something like $50 or $60 per each vitamin or something like that, which is very, very low amount. But Medicare said they will cover it 100%. So I am going to finish the lecture by saying to you, most of the information was given to you tonight. Our scientific was published in the American Medical Journal and also in other medical journals. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you in the very end, that vitamins and the fatigue, you cannot blame it on just vitamin deficiency. Hormonal imbalance have a lot to do with it also. You have to know the hormone blood level. Well, basically we can go on and on. I'm not going to continue any more than that, but we will take some questions, and I'm going to I think all of you want to leave your name. You already wrote it for me right here. Anybody didn't write your name on that sheet, you can raise your hand if you want to write it. You can leave it in the front and I pick it up. You understand? Okay. I'm going to give you my phone number, which is 847-571-3914. That's my cellular number. The best thing, reach me by my cellular number so you can discuss with me what you want to talk about, because most of the time you don't have to come to the office. Most of the time we can solve the problem just nutritionally at home. Okay, I'm going to take some questions. We'll start from the front to the back. Yes, Barb?
Two things. One, you said that doctors can use this therapeutically, but they can't write a prescription.
Oh, yes, they can write prescription. It therapeutically means it's being approved. You can write.
Insurance companies cover it then?
No, because.
But you can use it on your tax?
Absolutely. The insurance company could, but they say you have to buy from a pharmacy, and the pharmacy has to make it synthetic, not natural, and that's a trick.
Okay, my second question.
But before you go any further, you know that omega-3 that just been produced in the pharmacy now. And you can go and get a prescription with omega-3 called Omicor that is actually 1/10 of the value of Shaklee, but the insurance company covers it. What's the other question?
The other question is, if you are using Vitalizer, and you have some of those symptoms, would you just add regular more B complex?
The question, if you have these symptoms and you use a Vitalizer and you still continue to have the symptoms, then I would do what I would do. I would do a blood test and check to see which one is deficient, because you might need to take 100 milligram from one and 1,000 milligram from the other. You follow me or no?
Okay, so you would be using individual Bs.
Then you will start using individual Bs, yes. Vitalizer plus 6B complex or 5B complex or 2B complex, or Vitalizer plus 6 Vitalia or 2 Vitalia, stuff like that.
Okay, because I had always heard that if you imbalanced the Bs, if they were coming imbalanced the way they should, that your body would dump them.
Do you know that I am the one who said that in 1969, and you're absolutely right. The body, but the body doesn't dump them. I said in 1969 that the B complex work as a family. Everyone needs the other to work with. But if you have somebody with deficiency, of B2, but no deficiency of B1, because that part of the intestine is absorbing B1, but the part to absorb B2, it has sprue or celiac or gluten, is not. So we can give the individual B2 separate in the form of B complex.
But preferably you should be taking like the Vitalizer B complex and then add the other.
Absolutely. You have to take it that way, because it doesn't make any sense. You're wasting your money taking all these vitamins, and you got the best product right here. You can take that one twice a day and then keep adding, or you can take it one a day and keep adding to it. Other question? Yes, ma'am.
If you did go to get your taxes done, you said that this is can you use in your taxes? Therapeutic?
Yeah, the therapeutic is if it was prescribed by a doctor, medical doctor, licensed medical doctor, it is therapeutic. It can be deducted from income taxes, yes. I'm sorry, what?
If you were going to youth per se, and some of these people went to a different doctor, wouldn't they give him a chemical vitamin structure instead of a?
No, I tell you what, I can do even better than that. You can write to me what you've taken, mail it to me, I give you a call, we discuss it, and I sign it and send it in the mail for you. And you don't even have to come to the office. So I can do that. Okay, yes?
You never hear much of vitamin B4. Is that because it's hard to find in our diet?
I think eventually we will find B4, but it's probably exists. But B7, B8, 11, we have not gone to it yet, but probably exists. There is a lots of vitamins is being discovered every year. Yes.
This deficiency has got me bothered. In other words, you could double your intake, triple your intake of vitamins, and still not come up with the right amount inside of you. What do you do about this absorption rate?
About what?
The absorption rate. Can you test that?
Yes. The absorption rate, what we do, we tell the patient, keep taking your vitamins as you are, come and do blood test. Okay, if you're over 65, you don't have to pay for it. Then we find out which one you're not absorbing.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, should you be doing something about this absorption rate, like taking tons of fiber more, you know?
Absolutely. Fibers will help absorption and other vitamins, but the main thing here today we are talking about is how important are the B complex group. You never heard one single vitamin in your life, B, this is B, compared to E. Vitamin E doesn't even compare to all of that. Vitamin C doesn't compare to all what we talked about. You follow me? So I think you are, if you are taking, you have to remember, if you have not, you're not absorbing one of the B vitamin, like she said in her question right here, what we can do is we can go to the individual B complex and alpha and the fibers and other things and increase this other thing that help absorption. Maybe Easy Jest can help. Maybe peppermint ginger can help. You follow me? Maybe Optiflora can help.
Or fiber.
That's what I said. Or maybe fiber can help. We're only talking about specific subject tonight. Yes?
Getting the B vitamin and the multivitamin, is that okay? And can the multivitamin be harmful?
Multivitamin, it depends with the source of it. Some multivitamins in the market made from gasoline. Some multivitamin made from plants being boiled overnight. That's no vitamin left. They dead. Some B complex multivitamin they made live. It is impossible to have a B, not a B, multivitamin that has everything. It's impossible. One single tablet will have all the C's, all the B's, all the E's, all that. It's going to be impossible. Like one a day, for example. You can take one a day or 10 a day or 20 a day. It still is not the right formulation.
The Reader's Digest article mentioned that the multivitamin can actually be harmful. I wonder if that's true.
You should believe, read more of it. Because 1969, I was traveling to Atlanta to give a lecture on nutrition. When people start getting interested in nutrition, I read an article that anything natural is harmful for you, and the synthetic stuff is made is better than natural stuff. In 1969. You think I believed that in Atlanta Journal when I read it? You know, I don't know who these people are who write these articles. And why? Why write an article that B vitamins are bad for you, not writing about the drugs that causes cancer and liver damage and all of this stuff? I think we should be more worried about the poisonous drugs and chemicals in our food and diet and medicine rather than worry about vitamins. In 33 years, I haven't seen somebody toxic on vitamins. And you heard about vitamin A can be toxic, right? I never seen it yet. I treated Eskimos. They take 300, 500,000, 50,000 supposed to be too much. And they're not yellow, and they have no toxicity. So I don't know. All I can say, what I see in my practice for 32 years are deficiencies. I have not seen too much. You follow me or no? And besides, if this is too much, we cut it down. You know, I usually start people very low anyway. Start one of this, one of this, one of this, two of this, one of this. That's how we start. And then we measure the blood level. And then we increase it accordingly, the blood level. But to try to say multivitamin can be harmful to you, absolutely. Anything made from gasoline will be harmful for you. Or DDT. Thank you so much, and you have a good night.